The Hindi book, this is the one of the written by the Indian writer. So he has written about the temples in Kathmandu. Okay, if you guys can understand a Devanagari script, that is like a Nepali, Bengali, or like a similar kind of script like Hindi and everything. So this is the about the temple. It does not actually give you, because for me I needed to have the leads of the temples. Okay, so where the temples are and then what are the potential energy spaces. So this was one book. And another very, very powerful book, if you are ever in Nepal, don't miss the Kumari goddesses. Sadhguru actually talks a lot about this one. If you have been to the Sadhguru exclusive, there's a divine feminine, consecrating the human being. So this was very powerful. Even though I've been to Kailash and I've been to, all this kind of energy spaces and went through Samyama, and I had a crazy energy experiences. Okay, for me, having the experience is not, I wouldn't say it's a big deal or something like that. It would be the understatement, but I'm saying as it's a possible for everyone. Okay, that's why I'm sharing it, I'm on live and sharing all these kind of things. Not because I can do it, but it is possible for each and everyone. That is the only reason Sadhguru and me and all the other volunteers are working day and night and everything. I'm not working day and night, but there are volunteers and Sadhguru, everybody is working on, so that it is possible for everyone. The another book, if you have seen the thing about the few of the maps, yantras that we actually revealed by the Linga Vairavi before that one. There's a Nepali book, I think it may not be useful for everyone, but as you can see, the ancient Kathmandu Valley was planned this way. Okay, there are Ashtamatrika temples. So there are 8 Devi temples, which is actually creating this map actually. Okay, so this was actually a yantra to protect the valley. Okay, with Ashtamatrika. And the Ashtamatrika concept is actually the deities, group of the deities. I have actually spoken about this earlier also. So basically they were actually the army of the Ma Durga. Okay, in the fight against Mahisasura and then the Raktabija. So in the South India, there's no Ashtamatrika, there's a Saptamatrika. Okay, so they actually have the 7 Matrika deities in the South. Okay, so this is also very, very important. If you want to understand the yantras and everything, this concept, and you will get a lot of crazy stuff and everything, and then concepts and all that kind of thing. Okay. So that was these 3 books were actually regarding the Kathmandu Valley, and then this is basically a part of the Newar Vajrayana Tantric Buddhism. Okay, so why I'm using there are 4 words there. Okay, Newar, Tantra, Tantric, Vajrayana Buddhism, and Shaktism also. Okay, so these 5 things is there because Kathmandu Valley, we still do not know what it is all about. If you ask me, there's no diverse energy space in the entire world. Okay, not even in India. You cannot find something like Kathmandu. I'm not saying because I'm from Nepal, because I don't even live in Kathmandu Valley. But if you go over there, all whole range of spectrum and whatever you can think about in terms of spirituality, mysticism, and everything, you can find everything over there. But most of the things are actually the tantric aspects and everything. So basically because of that reason that was the main source of it. So after that because I had to travel a lot. Okay, so in the 18 months I traveled all across Indian subcontinent. Okay, so this book is very, very important one also to give you the aspect also. So you can also read this one. This says 108 divine Shaktipeeths. So it has got 108 temple leads and everything, and it also gives the history about how these things came, and then during the time of the Adi Shankaracharya, and how these concepts actually evolved and everything. So it actually helped me identify and then create the itinerary. Okay, so without a lot of research you will get lost. So yatra is a challenging aspect altogether. You need to have a lot of sadhana on the beforehand before doing the yatra, but at the same time you need to know where you are going also. Okay, because once you go and then if you miss some of the important places, it's nearly impossible for you to go there again. Okay, because it is going to take a lot of time. Okay, in limited amount of time it's not possible to do it. And then comes you know, I was traveling to Kamakya and all this kind of stuff, and then like I was meeting all these Sakta practitioners also, like a Devi. Although like I was not interested into those kind of things. I was interested only with the energy aspects and everything, whether the temple has got certain kind of energy or not. Like that was the only objective. But at the same time, I was coming across like a lot of people like you know, doing all these kind of things, and then I was going to energy spaces of the Aghoris and like Sakta practitioners. We're doing like a Kali sadhana or the Tara sadhana and all that kind of stuff and everything. And that is where like I had to understand about like what is this like Das Mahavidyas. Okay, so I wouldn't say like it's the best of them, but like one of the best you can find in English is this is David Kinsley's book. So Tantric Visions of the Divine Feminine. So you will get like a lot of information about like a Das Mahavidyas in this one. So you'll have like a lot of understanding about this one. But these are going to like a very, very hardcore stuff and everything. Okay, so from like there are like many different approaches, and you can actually see the Chinnamasta's picture of them. This is like a very like a hardcore spiritual symbolism, that one. I think like many of you already know about that one. I've got 2 more books, okay. Just to give you like a little bit preview, so that like you guys will know like where to start if you want to learn more. So another thing was like you know, when you go to the temples or something, like see, although like there are Das Mahavidyas and like there are not many deities actually, okay. If you just go through the name like 108 names or something like that, but you want to know, you can know the energies, and like these energies are going to be completely different. Okay, it's not like you go to each and every places and like you are going to experience the same thing. It's not like that. So the energies are going to be completely different. If you are going to this temple places, you are doing sadhana and everything, you'll know the flavor. Just like they are like your eye can see like you know, 7 distinct colors and darkness and also like a brightness and all the different like you know, spectrum in between. Similar to that one, like your nose can also like you know, smell different kind of senses. Your ear can like hear different kind of sounds, and your tongue can taste like 6 different kind of tastes. Okay, so similar to that one, like the energies are also going to be completely different kind of aspects and everything. So if you go from one temple to another, like you can completely know that like you know, the type of the energies, whether it is conducive or not, or like you know, what kind of energy it is. Okay, you can figure it out. Like it is going to be like it's possible for everyone. Okay, so because of that reason, like we are going to all these temples, but we also wanted to know like which temple is which. Okay, so like although because like there was no a person, there was no guide. Okay, we're going currently like I'm creating these videos and everything because it's a need of the hour, and then you guys are all seekers. So we always want like whoever is coming afterwards to have that advantage that like you guys do not need to go through the same kind of challenges and issues. So like it will be one step ahead. So because of that reason, like you know, since we are going into the you know, the abyss, or like we don't even know like somebody says okay, there's a temple or there's some cave or something, we do not know even know like what is expected. Okay, so because of that reason, like we wanted to know like you know, let's say a same deity can have like a different kind of energies also in different places. Okay, depending upon how they have been consecrated. Just like Sadhguru talks in terms of whether they have been consecrated using like a purely prana pratishtha, which is very rare, or like they have been done with the rituals, or like some of the temples in the south, like they are basically like mostly done by using like following the agamas and everything. So you need like a huge system of like a temple and everything. But if you go to the Uttarakhand or Nepal or like a certain kind of places, it's a very small shrine, and like you don't even need a temple. Okay, because the type of the consecration itself, you don't need like too much of infrastructure. Okay, that is the reason like a lot of lingas were still like a very powerful are like that. And even the Devi temples, if you look into the Uttarakhand or any of the places in like a Kamakya area or like a Bengal or like this kind of areas, you won't even see the statue of the deity. Okay, like it's that powerfully consecrated. Okay, so because of that reason, like I wanted to know like the nature of the deities and everything, so that like you know, we want to have a correlation. Okay, because name is something. For example, like you might call me Ram, but at the moment, like I'm not speaking you as a Ram. Okay, I'm making use of my experiences and making use of my Manomaya kosha, rather than like you know, and like other dimensions also, aspects altogether. But like I'm not talking here as a Ram per se. Okay, so because of that reason, like even though we are calling this particular deity as like let's say this is like a Bhairavi, or like this is like a Kali, or like this is the like a Tripura Sundari or something, we do not actually know like the origin of the deity. Okay, that is the situation like in many places where I've been, because like these are actually even older than like when we actually started naming these energy spaces. Okay, so because of that reason, like another book was very, very important. So this is one very, very popular guy called like a Sir John Woodruff. Okay, he has written like a lot of books, but this book is very, very good because like I don't need to learn Sanskrit, and Sanskrit word is like a very, very like you can say it is like a cryptic kind of language also. It can be very cryptic because of reason like it can be a mantra as well if you chant in a certain way, and it actually contains like a lot of secrets and everything also. Okay, so just because you know Sanskrit, like you may not be able to grasp that one, because if you are empty you can understand it, but like but if you have certain kind of intention, then like you are going to interpret that way itself. So this is the hymns to the goddess and hymns to Kali. So like it actually contains like a lot of, you know, the mantras and everything of all the deities and everything. Okay, so just by looking into the chants and everything, you can actually know their nature. Okay, so what is that and everything. So just like we do the sadhana and everything about the Shiva, but we want to know more about Shiva. Okay, that is the way of the lover. Okay, so when you fall in love with someone, you want to know more about them. Okay, so that is how it worked. And then the final book is like quite powerful. Like although it didn't actually serve too much of a purpose, but it is very powerful. And this one is the massive one. Okay, so this is quite expensive one. This book is called Shakti. I think many of you have actually seen this book also. So this book is sort of like a Bible itself, but it doesn't contain like it's like a very, very, very useful, but from the mystical point of view, like a little bit things are like a little bit different. Like I'm not going to judge too much about it, but it talks about like all the possible deities and everything. And then like it has got the pictures of something that we're like, you know, interested on also. Okay, so basically let me show you like what that is. Okay, so basically like if you look into a certain page, I'm not going to spend too much time. So this is the page on Bhairavi. Okay, so this is a Bhairavi's page. There are Das Mahavidya and other deities also, and you will actually see the yantra picture. I think you can see the yantra picture. Okay, so this is the same yantra as in the Linga Bhairavi yantra also. Okay, so you can actually see like you know, a lot of information there and everything. So that's how like you know, this is the collection of the books. Like if you guys are interested, like I can actually share the list of the books that you can purchase and everything.